everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sally and this is Secret Life of a Seamstress. Thank you so much for joining me today if you're new, and thank you so much for being here if you are a regular viewer and subscriber. So today I thought I would just record a little video just sharing a few new fabrics that I've picked up recently and a few sewing plans I have of things that I'd like to make before Christmas. Even though I'm cutting it a bit fine, we are into the second week of December already, which I can't actually believe. The time just seems to be flying by at the moment. Even though we're not that busy in terms of being able to go out and about, it still feels as though the days are flying by. I don't know if you're feeling that too. That's certainly how I'm feeling. So I thought I would just record this little video, share some fabrics, talk about what I'm planning to do. Fingers crossed I might get some of the things made. Yeah, and just have a little bit of a catch up really. So I have about 4 or 5 lovely fabrics to show you. So the first fabric I bought recently was something I've been meaning to buy for a while. So I keep seeing these lovely cable knit fabrics around. I'm sure you've probably seen them. This is the one that I picked up. It's just a small scrap because I have actually cut this one out already. But I picked up this fabric from Minerva. And I really want to make another heather dress out of it because I love my heather dresses, and I'm finding at the moment, because I'm at home quite a lot, I want to be sort of comfy and cosy and wear something warm but sort of also easy to move around in. And you kind of feel as though you're sort of put together when you're wearing a heather dress. I can wear it with tights or leggings or whatever, so I don't feel too scruffy even though I'm spending a lot of my time at home at the moment. So just in case you're not familiar with the heather dress pattern, it's a pattern by Sew Over It. It's a lovely cosy knit dress. You can make it from a Ponte jersey fabric or a knit fabric like this, but definitely something really that doesn't have too much stretch and needs to hold its weight a bit because there's some princess seams and pockets and things. There's quite a lot of sort of structure in the dress, and it's a really interesting pattern to sew. The shape of this pattern actually put me off a little bit when I first saw it, because when you cut the pattern pieces out, the pieces look so strange because you kind of put it all together as one with the pockets here down the side. I don't know if you can see the kind of lines of the dress by me just holding it like that, but you may have made a heather dress already and know what I mean. It's a very strange shaped dress, but a really interesting construction and really lovely to put together. So I've made a couple of heather dresses now and I really love them. I always shorten them a little bit because I prefer like a tunic length top rather than a long dress to wear with tights, because I tend to wear leggings probably a bit more than I do tights. So that's my plan for that fabric, and as I say, I do already have that cut out, so I'm hoping to get around to that soon. It feels really lovely and soft and cosy. I just hope that it's not going to bobble too much in the wash because I have washed this already, and it's not gone too bobbly, so fingers crossed it will be okay. But yeah, it feels lovely and cosy and warm, so I really want to get that made up as soon as possible so that I can start wearing it. Next, recently I did another small Stuff and Still haul. You all know how much I love Stuff and Still fabrics, and they send me newsletters and emails quite a lot. I'm sure they do you too if you've signed up to their mailing list. But they had this lovely gingham seersucker fabric on one of their recent newsletters, and I just really loved the look of it. And I originally bought it to make my daughter a dress with, but when it came it was actually a little bit thinner than I thought it was. It is like a thin cotton seersucker, and it is a little bit sheer. So I thought instead of making a dress for my daughter, I would make myself a top. And what I want to make from this is another version of actually what I'm wearing, which is the sagebrush top and Fibre Mood Norma hack that I did recently. So it's the kind of body of the sagebrush top, which I've actually shortened quite a lot, because the sagebrush top does come up quite long. So I've shortened it to hip length here, and I've added a longer sleeve, and I've taken the sleeve of the Fibre Mood Norma blouse and just kind of mashed them together, and I really like that hack. It's such a lovely comfortable blouse to wear because it's so oversized and floaty, and I keep meaning to make another one, and I thought a gingham version would be really pretty. So that's what I'm planning to do with that. I'm just going to make exactly the same as this, what I'm wearing. And it was actually a really lovely sew as well. I really enjoyed making it. I love putting this frill in and doing the lovely delicate cuffs of the sleeves. So I'm really looking forward to making that one, and I'd love to have that in time for Christmas if I can get around to making it in time. So next, and possibly my favourite fabric of this little haul, is some beautiful French terry fabric, which I also picked up from Stop and Still. It feels like there's absolutely loads of this here. I think there's 2.5 metres. It's got a lovely bold floral print all over it. Loads of it all falling off my lap. So you can see it's a really beautiful bold floral print, and the back is a French terry, but it's actually really fleecy and cosy. And what I want to make from this little lot is, I'll just leave that down there, I think. So what I want to make from that little lot is the Juno pyjamas by Tilly and the Buttons, and they're from the Make It Simple book. And they are a pattern that I've had my eye on for a long time and just not got around to making. So if you've not seen the Juno pyjamas pattern, that's what it looks like. So it's just a long sleeve bottoms and long sleeve top, just with a cuff to the trousers and the top. And I just think that will be such a cosy loungewear set to have. So with pyjamas, I don't tend to wear long sleeve pyjamas and bottoms in bed because I just get too hot. The sort of cosy evening times, and when you just want to be comfy and change into some loungewear in the evening maybe, I think they'll be really nice, and because of the lovely print of the fabric they'll also look really pretty. And lots of my pyjamas are kind of getting a little bit worse for wear now. I've worn them and had them for so long. I just felt like having some really nice loungewear in my wardrobe, especially at the moment because we're at home a lot and just want to be sort of comfy and cosy at home. I thought that would be a really nice addition. So I'd love to get those done. I probably won't get those done before Christmas now. They're not sort of something that I need to make desperately, but I thought I'd show you the fabric anyway because I really love it. And yeah, that's what I'm planning to make with those. So another make I'd like to get done before Christmas, and this is probably the most urgent on the list. My daughter, Lily, keeps asking for a tartan dress for Christmas. And we keep seeing all these lovely little tartan dresses around, but most of them are actually for very young children, and she's 8 now. And it seems quite hard to get a tartan dress for an 8-year-old, so I thought I would have a go at making her one. So I picked up this really lovely brushed cotton tartan from Minerva, and she chose this print actually. I quite like the tartans you can get with a bit more white in, but she really liked this tartan with sort of a yellow and navy print, and it is really lovely and pretty, and it's so cosy because it's a brushed cotton. It just feels really warm, so I think that'll be lovely for Christmas time. I just hope that she won't get too hot in it actually, because she gets very hot and she spends most of the time running around in her pants actually. So I'm not sure if this is going to be a bit warm for her. She's not like me, she gets very warm rather than getting very cold like I do. But with this lovely fabric, the dress I want to make is the Cassiope mini dress by I Patterns, and I just have it printed out as a PDF, so I'll just pop a picture in here so that you can see the line drawings and a previous version that I made for her. And that pattern actually has raglan sleeves down here, so what I would quite like to do with this pattern, if the fabric is not too thick for it, I would really like to make a frill to go into the raglan sleeves, so that there's just a little sort of delicate frill coming down on the raglan seam, so that it will just add a little something to the dress, make it a little bit more festive perhaps. And I might even add a collar to it, but she's not a big fan of collars, so I might just have to check whether she's happy with that or not. But yeah, this fabric is really lovely. I've only just recently bought it from Minerva, so I'll link it down below if you like it too and you want to go and have a look at it. I'll probably try and get that one done quite soon because obviously she'll want it by Christmas. The Cassiope mini dress is a really lovely pattern actually. It's really quick and easy to put together because of the raglan sleeves. There are no set-in sleeves to do or anything like that, and you can use poppers for the back if you don't want to use buttonholes. I found it a really lovely sew, so I'm really looking forward to getting around to that. So lastly, in my little fabric haul, something very exciting. So at the beginning of this year, I always set myself a couple of little goals. of what I'd like to make or try in the year, and one of the things this year was to make a coat. Now it's got to like the second week in December and I haven't made a coat. I thought even if I can't get the actual coat made by the end of the year, I'll buy myself a coat pattern and fabric, and then that will make me get on with it next year. So I did a bit of a scout around on Instagram. There were 2 patterns that caught my eye. One was the coat by the Avid Seamstress, which I still love and might try in the future as well, but the other one was the I Am Merlin coat by I Am Patterns. So I bought the paper pattern from I Am Patterns, and I made a little bit of a silly error with it because I was scanning around online trying to find this pattern so that I could buy it, and I ended up on the actual I Am Patterns website and then ended up ordering directly from them. And then of course, because it's coming from France, I ended up having to pay like a super high delivery charge, which was really silly, and I didn't even realise while I was ordering it. I obviously was so excited to get this pattern ordered that I didn't realise that I'd be paying about €9 I think it was to get it posted here, whereas I could have bought it from like somewhere that stocks patterns in the UK, since I've seen I think the Fold Line do it and other places that I could have easily bought from. But never mind, that's fine. This pattern, it comes beautifully packaged in a gold pattern envelope. I've not bought a paper pattern from I Am Patterns before, and it comes really beautifully packaged. I don't know if they're all like this or if this is a new thing, but yeah, there's a see-through back so that you can see the pattern in the back. So I've taken out the line drawing so that you can just see what the coat looks like. You may have seen this online. I've seen some lovely versions on Instagram, and I'll put a couple of pictures in so that you can see why I really wanted to go for this coat. It's just a really lovely kind of oversized, easy to wear coat. So the pattern comes in English and French, which is good. I think I've given myself a little bit of a challenge with this coat, especially for my first coat, because it does have welt pockets. So that's going to be a challenge and something that I'm going to have to learn. So if you have any tips on making welt pockets, if you've done it before, please do leave them below so that I can have a little bit of help with those, because they are going to be very scary. But yeah, I think I'm really excited to try this. It will be something new for me. I'm definitely going to have to make a twirl because I want to get it fitted properly. This is the lovely fabric that I've bought for my coat. It's from Minerva. It's really heavy actually, so I'll just hold a little bit of it up to the camera so hopefully you can see what it's like. It's like a camel coloured wool blend fabric, and it feels lovely. It doesn't feel as though it's going to be itchy at all. The coat is lined. It was quite hard buying a coat fabric online because obviously they're not the cheapest fabrics to buy. You can't feel them online and you can't really see what you're buying, so I'm really pleased that I managed to get this. I really wanted a camel coloured version, and there weren't many camel coloured fabrics around. Not where I was looking anyway. There's quite a lot of sort of boucle kind of fabrics, but I really wanted just a plain coating fabric. So I'm really pleased with this. I've got 3 meters. I think the pattern calls for about 3.2 meters, but this fabric's slightly wider than what it says in the pattern, so I'm hoping I'll be able to squeeze that out, especially because I'm going to have to shorten this a little bit, I think, because the pattern's drafted for a 5'5" frame and I'm only 5'3", so I'm definitely going to be shortening it a little bit. So yeah, so that's the main fabric, and then I bought this lovely, very frayy taffeta lining fabric in this checkered beige and sort of taupe coloured check fabric, and I thought that would go really nicely with the camel wool fabric. So that's my plans for that coat. I think this is going to be a test for me because I'm a speedy sewer. I like to get quick and easy projects done in like a day or a couple of days. So having to slow down and make this coat will be a real test for me, but I'm really looking forward to it. I'm definitely going to make a twirl because the coat's quite oversized and I'm quite petite because I'm about 5'3". I think I'm definitely going to have to sort of do a little bit of shortening here and there, maybe taking in. So yeah, it's going to be a big challenge, but I'm going to make a twirl out of a sheet or something and just try and get it fitted right. So I'm really looking forward to that for the new year. Those are all of my fabrics, all of my new fabrics that I have to share with you, and a few little sewing plans. I'm really hoping that I managed to get some of these things sewn up in time for Christmas. You all know that I have my Etsy shop, Poppy and Primrose, and recently the orders for that have been really crazy. I've probably had the busiest Christmas I've ever had, actually, which is brilliant, and I think it's probably got a lot to do with lockdown and people shopping from home a lot more, so that's really good. But it has meant that I've had less time for dressmaking sewing, but that's okay. I think I find that because in the day, because I spend a lot of my time sewing orders, I then don't necessarily feel like getting the sewing machines out again in the evening and sewing again. So it'll be really nice if I can just have a little bit of time to sew some of these things up before Christmas comes around, because I don't know about you, but I'm just finding that time is flying at the moment. And I think likewise with my YouTube channel, there are a lot more videos that I wanted to make around Christmas time, sort of Christmas plans and Christmas makes and things, but because I've been busy with orders, those things just haven't happened. But that's okay, you can't do it all, can you? And I'm looking forward to making some new videos in the new year. So coming up before Christmas, I'm really hoping to bring a makes video. I'm hoping to get a few more things made before I do that video, just so that I can include them in my before Christmas makes video. And I also want to do a kind of roundup video of all the things that I've made. On my community tab thingy, I have put a poll on there just to see if you prefer me to make a video talking about my 5 favourite makes of the year, or a quick scan of everything that I made in the year, which was a lot and could make for a very long video, but I wouldn't talk too much about them because obviously they've probably already been talked about in another video. So it'd just literally be listing, probably with pictures, all the things that I've made this year. So if you haven't voted in that poll, do pop over if you're interested and just let me know what you prefer, 5 favourite makes or just a quick run through of everything I made. I'm really looking forward to doing that video, because as much as I love making these videos and sharing them with you all, they're actually really lovely to look back on as well. So especially with the monthly makes videos, I was looking back over them recently and just seeing what I made in what months, and it was just really interesting to see when I'd made things, because I think you do sometimes forget when you've made things, and you forget things that you've made. So it's really nice to have that record for yourself, as much as obviously it's lovely to share it with all of you too. So yeah, do let me know what you think about that roundup video of all of my sewing makes. Likewise, I'd really like to know if you have any ideas about videos you'd like me to make in the new year. So I think I've done a few different things. I've done sew-alongs, fabric hauls, sort of a couple of comparison videos, collection videos and things like that. So please do let me know if there's anything you'd like to see in the new year. It's always helpful to have ideas. I've got a couple of ideas of things I'd like to talk about in the new year, but also obviously it's great to have ideas from you too. So I will leave it there and try to stop waffling now. I feel like I've waffled on a bit at the end of this video now. Sorry about that. I just felt like I had quite a lot to say. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day, whatever you're up to. It's very foggy and cold here. I'm going to go off and get on with some work now. Do let me know in the comments below if there's anything you want to get made before Christmas. What are you planning to make for Christmas? What are you going to wear for Christmas Day? That's always an interesting one. Let me know what you're planning to make if you are. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, I'd love you to subscribe, and do give the video a like if you've enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!